NBC 39 News at 10 is brought to you by Physicians Quality Care, where we treat you like family. 2 locations, open 7 days a week. Now, from your hometown news team in the heart of downtown Jackson, this is NBC 39 News at 10.
Good evening and thank you for tuning in to NBC 39 News. I'm Meredith Mitchell.
And I'm Josh Egbert. A pillar of the Humboldt community is getting some work done. NBC 39's Jackson Overstreet spoke with community leaders on what's being renovated at the Stigall Center.
The Stigall Center has been a part of the Humboldt community since 1955.
This gym right here is a major vital part of Humboldt.
In those 63 years of operation, the building was showing its wear and tear. The city of Humboldt recently approved funds to help renovate parts of the center.
We've been working on it off and on probably the last 3 years. We're just each year just coming up with a little bit more money to actually fund the center.
A fresh coat of paint and a new set of LED lights out front are just a few of the enhancements that are coming to the Stigall Center this summer.
We had the floor clean because that's a new floor on it. Then we trying to make sure the roof. We put a new roof on here some years ago and they've been having some leaks with it, so we had that checked out.
A big factor for renovating the center is to make it more open and active for the younger residents of Humboldt.
And we know if we want our young people to do what we ask them to, we got to give them facilities to do so.
Once the center is fully renovated, the Morning Star Baptist Church will be offering after-school and summer programs for the students. Alderman McNeil says that we could see the new look sooner rather than later.
We pushing real hard to get stuff done as soon as possible. We are pushing real hard with contractors to get this thing going for they can get started with educational programs here.
In Humboldt for NBC 39 News, I'm Jackson Overstreet.
Now, your first weather.
And heat and humidity continue across the area here as we head into the weekend. Heat advisory in effect. The area is shaded here in the orange across much of West Tennessee as we'll have the heat advisory through at least 8 o'clock on Saturday. Wouldn't be surprised to actually see this continue into Sunday. Now areas to the north and west, Union City, for example, Dyersburg, that's an excessive heat warning. Temperatures will get into the 90s. Our heat index values feel like temperatures from 105, possibly as high as 115 degrees as we head into the weekend. Make sure you're checking on your pets that are outdoors. Check on the elderly, and if you can, just stay indoors and find that AC as much as you can as well. Now, if you have to be out and about, make sure you drink plenty of water and make sure you actually look before you lock the car. Make sure nothing's left behind as you get out of the car here over the weekend, as these temperatures are going to be very toasty. And it looks like you could be talking about some very dangerous heat across the area all weekend long. 93 degrees the high for your Saturday, 93 on Sunday. Heat index values into the triple digits, 105 to possibly as high as 110 degrees. Maybe an isolated chance of some afternoon showers or thunderstorms, pretty widely scattered. A little bit better chance of rain arrives early next week. That may drop temperatures back a little bit as we head into the early part of July. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
Summer heat has definitely arrived, but a lot of dangers come with it as well. We spoke to the medical director of the emergency department of West Tennessee Healthcare to get some tips on how to survive this heat. Try to avoid being outside for extended periods of time, but if you need to do things outside, the earlier the better. Also, stay hydrated, and by that, he means a lot more than just 8 glasses of water. He gives us some things to watch out for if you've spent too much time outside.
The biggest thing is feeling lightheaded or dizzy. If you stop sweating in this type of weather, that's a major indication that you are dehydrated and your body is kind of shut off that mechanism. It's the way we cool ourselves off is by sweating, and once that stops, then the body temperature can rise rapidly.
And while we are distracted at summer barbecues and at the pool, Revel reminds us to always be mindful of the sun.
And it's not just here in West Tennessee experiencing that heat. The heat wave is affecting tens of millions of Americans, and it is expected to get worse over the weekend.
It's not just annoying, it's dangerous, and some people are at high risk for heat-related illnesses. Health reporter Erica Edwards has all the details.
When your job involves working with a blowtorch and hot asphalt, the blazing sun is an unwelcome coworker.
Sometimes we do parking lots and you're striping over new asphalt. It feels like it's 30 times hotter.
These workers in Kansas City know to watch for signs they might be overheating.
You get lightheaded, bending over and stuff, and I mean, you got to keep hydrated out here.
This weekend, look at the triple-digit numbers.
Oppressive heat is dangerous and can lead to heat stroke, a potentially deadly condition.
When you start feeling not right, weak, dizzy, can't concentrate, just have trouble thinking, get out of the heat, rest, rehydrate.
Doctors say children and the elderly are most at risk, and some prescription drugs can make a person more vulnerable, like diuretics, certain psychiatric drugs, and medications to treat heart and thyroid conditions. If you have to be out in the heat, take plenty of breaks and drink water long before you feel thirsty.
Using electrolyte-containing solutions, Gatorade or sports drinks, alternating that with water is another great thing to do.
Remember, sweating is a good thing, the body's natural way of cooling down. If you stop sweating, it's a sign you're dangerously hot and need to seek immediate relief. Erica Edwards, NBC News.
And you've heard it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Well, that's actually true. When it's really hot and humid, the body has a much more difficult time evaporating sweat and cooling off.
Well, homes and roads in the Chattanooga area are being affected by flash floods that happened Thursday night. Within 24 hours, McMinn County and Athens combined saw around 2 inches of rain. Several homeowners reported flooding in their yards. Some reported water in their basements, and roads still closed due to standing water. Officials are warning people to be careful on the roads, even if the water looks like it's receding.
Well, the Jackson-Madison County School District clothing drive was a major success, this according to school officials. The district received over 600 articles of clothing from the drive to be able to give to students in need. Now, this was the first year of the JMCSS and Corey's Gifts joint uniform drive. To have a child receive clothing from the drive, all you need to do is reach out to your school's counselor.
The counselors at each school, they all have the referral forms. Anyone can refer a child. Teachers can refer parents, and the counselor will fill out the forms, submit them to me. I will contact the parents, and we will start giving uniforms from there.
Now, you can still donate a uniform to the school district. They are taking lightly worn or new items at the central office on North Parkway.
Genealogy research has become so popular that people pay up to hundreds of dollars for apps that help you find your ancestry.
But as NBC 39's Camila Rado shows us, one local man is helping to find family members for free.
Within 10 minutes, we have found our loved ones in 10 minutes.
Elizabeth Gibbs and Jerlene Lewis were on a mission all the way from Chicago and Kentucky to find out more about their great-grandparents.
And it's just really brought tears to my eyes to have not had any memory of them. It's almost like closure. I don't know any way to explain it.
Helping Gibbs and Lewis out, this man, Jimmy Wilkins.
Microfilm has been trustworthy for a long time, so use it while you can.
For the past several years, Wilkins has spent his days at the Jackson-Madison County Library, going through more than 50,000 obituaries on microfilm.
It makes me kind of put a little smile on my face because I know I helped those people find it. Without what we've been doing here, you might go through 6 or 8 papers before you found the right person.
Wilkins' hobby of genealogy research started in 2012, where he wrote them in this notebook. Today, people can find the branches to their family tree on the computer system with the over 50,000 obituaries that he's gone through. His database includes the name of the deceased, the date of publication, whether it's a full obituary or just a notice, and where it can be found. His research even catching the attention of library staff.
Several years of volunteering has become a part-time staff member.
Wilkins has turned his hobby into something much more than even he expected.
Sometimes I get a tear in my eye because sometimes it's so, it's something that makes you feel good.
For NBC 39 News, I'm Camila Rueda.
Well, if you're hitting the road for the 4th of July holiday, get ready for a little bit of a pinch at the pump. Drivers across the country will spend on average almost $3 a gallon. Those are the highest gas prices since 2014. Prices had been dropping for 5 straight weeks, but are expected to be on the rise again in the run-up to Independence Day due to higher oil prices.
Dirty canal water appears to be the source of a national E. coli outbreak linked to romaine lettuce. 5 people died in the outbreak, and more than 200 others became sick after eating romaine lettuce grown in Yuma, Arizona. The FDA and CDC say investigators found E. coli in canal water in the surrounding area. The strain matched the specific E. coli bacteria in that outbreak. This has been the nation's largest E. coli outbreak in more than a decade.
And a new report looks at the number of outbreaks linked to dirty lakes, ponds, and rivers. The Centers for Disease Control says there have been 140 disease outbreaks since 2000 linked to swimming in open water, and more than half occurred during the month of July. Most people got sick when they swallowed water contaminated with feces. Parasites and certain kinds of viruses and bacteria like E. coli found in water have all been causes of such outbreaks.
Well, still to come to here on NBC 39 News, the Capital Gazette newspaper releases its daily edition just one day after 5 people were gunned down.
This as a quick response by law enforcement is being credited with saving lives inside that building. The latest on the investigation.
And we hit a high of 90 degrees today here in Jackson. Heat index values late this afternoon into the triple digits, so heat advisory in effect for our Saturday. More heat and humidity going through the weekend. We'll talk about it straight ahead.